So welcome back to Naples for what we now see out on the course, the SpeedCat runs here in Italy. The first time that the UIM Skydive Dubai XCat World Series has been to the Mediterranean, and we've already had a couple of XCat runs already in the contest Lady Spain versus Qatar. Qatar have gone through into what will be the quarterfinal stage. We've also seen 28 Fujairah and Muad have a very, very close fought SpeedCat run, and it took a while to actually work out exactly whom had crossed the line first. The data was so close, but Fujairah have gone through into the quarterfinals, and you've just missed seeing Rahib up against Faza. Faza having gone through to the quarterfinals, joined again in the commentary box by Sid Ben Salah, of the WPPA. And well, SpeedCat runs, we've seen some very close runs so far, particularly that second run, Sid. We've got the next run that's just coming up now, and that will be 6 versus Yachts Marine. And in this one, again, I think it's going to be a tough one to call, isn't it? Sid, 6 and Yachts Marine were very close in qualifying.
Absolutely. Two different boats, two different design. 6 is Victory Team design, built boat and designed by Oki Manifeld. The 96 is a dog ride from USA. Absolutely completely different, and let's see who will make the difference. We've seen the match between 28 and 50 was really close, and at the end 28 was crosses the finishing line maybe with a couple of inches.
Yeah, away they go then, this one, 6 and Yachts Marine, and it is Yachts Magazine, sorry, that's on the right of your screen. 6 looks initially to have got the better start and is up onto the plane that little bit earlier. So 6 nearest to our screens, just catching a little bit of air there as they're pressing on towards the finish line. I think this is going to be another very, very close one here. They charge towards the finish line, and it looks as though it is just 6 that's ahead as they go over the line. Yet 6 is going to go through into the quarterfinals. Yachts Magazine is out.
6, she was a little bit struggling at the start. I think Matteo Nicolini and Tommaso Poli did not really. They were a little bit late, and but they catched up at the end of this match.
And what will mean there is, in reality, they won't quite as yet go through to the quarterfinals, will they? Because they have to come up against boat number 10, T-Bone Station, and those two will go off for the rights as to who's going to go in the quarterfinals, because we've lost 3 boats following qualifying a little bit earlier on today. We
did boat 7 and 22 and 20, so they're out of this SpeedCat run. They had some technical issue. Boat 7 flipped during the pole position earlier today. 22 they have a gearbox issue from after the qualifying this morning, and of course the well done performance they did this morning, so they won the pole position.
Yeah, certainly for Alfredo Amati and Marco Panessi, they'll be very, very pleased, particularly for Alfredo, a resident here in Naples, to have claimed pole position for his home Grand Prix. So they will be delighted. So yeah, unfortunately not able to take part in the SpeedCat run. The Cantiari Postiglione Al Racing number 22 boat. We also have lost number 20, which is the Marine Investimenti Sud boat, and as Sid indicated, Dubai having flipped in qualifying. So the next of the SpeedCat runs will be underway again in a few moments' time, and it is looking as though on this occasion they have picked up, that's Fujairah, isn't it, that's heading around there and is about to take part in the next of the runs.
You're right, it looks like it's Fujairah Racing 28 versus number 10 Luca Fendi and Giovanni Carpitella.
So away they go, and already very quickly up onto the plane, and as they're heading along this SpeedCat run, it is certainly looking as though, again, we've seen some very tight ones over the course of the first couple. Lots and lots of air. They're really pushing on the boat nearest to our screen, and as they are about to charge their way over the start-finish line, it does look as though it is Moad that is going to go through and take the victory. Fujairah not quite able to match the pace, and Fujairah there, you could tell it was certainly pushing on, wasn't it? Moad who fought very, very hard with Fajera. That must have been a rerun following the one that we had earlier on. It was so close, they ultimately didn't put Fajera through and have rerun that run.
Absolutely. I think we need to figure out why the race director, he asked to rerun that match where 28 so won the first match. Maybe some issues or some technical mistake that happened. So let's see what was the explanation.
So yeah, Sid's gone away to try and find out. Might go for best of 3, you never know, possibly, do you? So a rerun of that first one. So at this stage, it looks as though rather than Fajera having gone through to the quarterfinals, Moad will take their place with that rerun of the first round runs here in Naples for the Dubai duty-free speedcat run. And well, it was just so very close. The data that was received in the room to our right identified that those boats on the initial run were so very close. So the requirement for a rerun, Sid, was?
The requirement for the rerun, because 2 race officials, though they have 2 different opinion of who crosses the finishing line first at the earlier match. So, and then the fair decision was to rerun that match again.
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? So for the likes of Moad, they will be chuffed with that, to say the least, won't they? The next of the runs is coming up, though, already, and this should be 6 up against T-Bone Station, shouldn't it? For the final place inside the quarterfinals, the blue boat is T-Bone Station, and then we'll see the white and dotted machine of 6. And as they head away, we can see that T-Bone Station is on the right of your screens, and already they really are bouncing up into the air, aren't they, Sid?
Absolutely. You can see the T-Bone Station boat 10 is absolutely on the edge, where you see the hull just kissing the water, and that shows that they have absolutely a perfect setup for this speedcat run. And here we go, they cross the finishing line first with at least 2 boat length against boat 6.
Yep, so that sorts out the final place inside the quarterfinals. So it means that in the quarterfinals, the number 94 boat Qatar will go up against the number 50 boat of Moad. The number 3 boat of Faza will go up against the number 10 boat of T-Bone Station. So that gives you the quarterfinals, and well, it is certainly all still to play. Well, T-Bone were very quick, T-Bone Station, in qualifying that we saw a little bit earlier on. They were 3rd quickest in qualifying, so that boat's going well today, and Faza were 2nd quickest in qualifying. So for a quarter-final draw, that's an exciting draw, Sid.
It is, and I will look at it from let's say the best boat for this condition. Boat 10 is the latest version of Victory Team boat built last year, and the first appearance of that boat was in Stresa last year, and that boat was absolutely awesome. The best acceleration, quite a good stability at the turn, and then when you have a pair like Giovanni Carpitella and Luca Fendi, and I must say that they have really the best boat to do well.
Yeah, they'll certainly be hoping here on home soil that they can put in a good showing, not just, of course, in the Dubai duty-free speedcat runs, but also throughout the course of the Naples Grand Prix that takes place tomorrow. So the boats just filtering their way back off the course. It's been an amazing weekend so far here for the first time with the XCats in the Mediterranean, and certainly in qualifying, Sid, and on the run into to the stream for this speed run. Great to see that local support, all of the locals out there, and huge amounts of spectators supporting the event.
Absolutely. We've been basically promoting together with the local host, the WPPA, the promoter of the UIM Skydive Dubai XCat World Series, and the local host here in Napoli. We've been really promoting this event within the community, and today we had a good turnout here at the venue. And tomorrow we're expecting, I think we're going to beat a record, because we are expecting a huge figure here, which is Diego Maradona.
Absolutely, it'd be great to see Diego Maradona, albeit 1986 Mexico. We were robbed, weren't we? So Qatar and Moad. No bitterness remains, however. Qatar and Moad about to lock horns for a place, the first of the places in the semi-finals. and as they're about to work their way onto the straight for this speedcat run, the speedcat pace boat ahead of them will give the indication as when we are about to go racing in the first of our quarterfinals. Away they go, and it is looking as though in the early stages it is Moad who is probably just a little bit further ahead than Qatar, and already again you can see just the back end of the boat. Moad have got that trimmed perfectly, haven't they?
Absolutely, they were quite fast at the start. They cleared very fast, no rooster tail at all, which proved they have the maximum speed, and they are against 28, so that's another match. Sorry for the for the confusion.
It was a best of 3. I did say when you'd gone to find out it could be a best of 3 here. So Moad have taken 2 of the 3. Apologies for the confusion. It's looking down the course with the sun beating off the boats and the sea. It's difficult to pick them out when they're right at distance, and well, certainly for Moad and Fujairah, apologies that we thought it was Qatar versus Moad in the first of the quarterfinals. It was yet another rerun, so it was a best of 3. Moad won 2 of them.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that makes sense, and let's hope that they don't have a 4th one and try and catch us out again, Hasey.
Or a 5th.
Best of 5 would not be good, would it? No.
I think that was a good call from the race director to run the best of 3. But again, Moad showed the complete supremacy, so they won 2 matches out of 3.
Yeah, so they will go through, and now it looks as though we've got Fazza up against T-Bone, so properly into the quarterfinals. Now the first of our quarterfinals, the silver and white boat number 3 of Fazza versus the blue boat of T-Bone Station, and as they head around past the mussel fields, which obviously are
in this match is really hard to predict who will cross the finishing line first, because both boats are from Victory team, OK Manifold design, very experienced, talented pilots. Personally, I'll bet on 10.
I actually think that's a good call, Sid. I have to say their pace in qualifying a little bit earlier on today was sensational. Let's see though whether the likes of T-Bone Station and Fazza, who are about to lock horns, who is going to come out on top? Is it going to be Arif El Zafin and Nader Bin Hendi for Fazza, or is it going to be T-Bone? They are going now. Luca Fendi and Giovanni Carpatelli on board the number 10 T-Bone Station boat, and it looks as though in the early stages Fazza have probably got the jump, but T-Bone are starting to come back at them on the right of your screens.
The acceleration of T-Bone is incredible. They had quite a little issue at the start, but you can see that they are clear ahead with one bowland is coming close now, and I think number 3 crosses finishing line first.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was a very close run yet again, wasn't it? Fazza just nipping it by probably something like a quarter of a hull. That was all that was in there. I think that Sid is just going to go and check confirmation of that, but from our perspective we're not looking directly across the finish line from the commentary position, but it did look as though it was Fazza by no more than say a quarter to a third of a hull length on that boat. That being the case, Fazza will be going through to the semi-finals. Who, however, are they going to meet? Because provided we don't have yet another run-off between number 28 Fujairah and number 50 Moad, it will be Qatar and Moad that will fight. So confirmation has been received that it is the number 3 boat of Fazza that go through, and well, we've seen Fazza so far this year win all of the speedcat runoffs, haven't we?
Indeed, they dominated last year. Again this year, round 1 in Dubai in January, and round 2 in Fujairah. Let's see what will happen today here in Napoli.
Yep, they've won all of the speedcat runs. They've qualified on pole for each of the races. They won each of the races so far, but they're not on pole for this weekend.
No, they are not. Bit disappointing, but good for both 22 Al-Halal, Alfredo Amato and Marco Penesi, the local heroes.
Yep, so we'll wait and see how Fazza get on in their semi-final. Whom are they going to meet though? The pace boat, our XCat pace boat, will just be picking up the next pair that need to do battle, which will be the number 94 boat of Qatar team, and of course the number 50 boat of Moad, with of course that new pairing for this weekend at the wheel of Moad. Gary Ballou partnered for this weekend, and probably not for the first and final time over the course of this season with Joachim Kumlin. And as we look down towards the far part of the course, it looks as though Fazer are beginning to get back into position again, are they? Fazer lining up alongside Moed there by the look of things, which is not what we should be expecting in the next of the speedcat runs. It's probably just boats positioning themselves. You can see the sunshine here in Naples. Still
look like it's boat 3 Fazer against Moed 50 outside the race course on the right hand side.
Yep, so it'll be on the left of our screens. Fazer should be on the right of our screens by the time they head onto the straight here in Naples, and it's perfect conditions, fabulous weather. Fazer are on the right of the screen, Moed are on the left of the screen. Away we go, and this is going to be a very close fight indeed. It looks as though the better start has been made by Moed, which is on the left hand side of your screen. Can Fazer come back though as they charge towards the line? They're about halfway down the course and are now accelerating their way towards the checker flag. It does look as though Fazer have probably now just about got the nose of their boat ahead as they go over the finish line, and that is ultimately fairly dominant speedcat run win for Fazer.
Absolutely.
It looks as though initially that Moed had got a good start, however, Sid.
As soon as the boats are close to the finishing line, yeah, but once again Fazer completely dominating this this match.
Yeah, they weren't run quite as close by Moed as we perhaps thought. And then we perhaps just need to see whether we see Qatar go up against T-Bone Station for the final place in the final. So Fazer making their way back around the course, and in fact that there must have been a problem for the Qatar boat there of the quarterfinals that took place. We must have skipped straight to the semis, and Fazer therefore must have won.
Yeah, I think this is what what is happening.
Well, the pace cat is in.
Yes, and maybe I think 94 had a technical issue.
Yeah, unfortunately we're not in
a reason.
Yeah, a real shame that for Qatar, hoping to have seen them progress through, but as we say, not in communication with the race control. So if a boat that's in the middle of this speedcat run, whether it be the first round, the quarterfinals, was the final, and Fazer for the third time this year have come through and have secured the honours in the Dubai duty-free speedcat run here in Naples.
Absolutely. So Fazer boat 3, another duty-free speedcat run. In the second position, boat 50 with the American Gary Balou, and it's boat 10.
Number 10, yeah.
Yeah, which is Luca Fendi and Giovanni Carpetella.
Yep, so they'll be pleased with a third position for Luca Fendi and Giovanni Carpatelli, and Italians on the podium in Italy. Couldn't want more than that, could we? We've got the weather already, we've got the location, we've got the XCats, and Italians on the podium for the speedcat run is a good way to end our action here in Naples today, with a great Grand Prix to look forward to.
On the pole position, so they basically confirmed their podium tomorrow for tomorrow's prize giving ceremony. And we have another Italian, which is boat 10, Luca Fendi and Giovanni Carpetella. So
the curtain down really on our action here in Naples today. It's been a good first day of streaming action that we've been able to bring you. Don't forget, join us tomorrow when the Naples Grand Prix is due to start at 3:30 Italian time, which will be at 1:30 GMT, Sid, isn't it?
Absolutely, and this will be a web stream live on YouTube in 2 languages, English and Italian. You just basically search XCat World Series, and then you can follow the action live. It will be on the XCat website as well, live on the Italian channel, which will be Rai Sport 1.
Yep, plenty to look forward to over the course of this weekend, and don't forget, seeing them win the speedcat run here, Nadir bin Hendi and Arif Al-Zafin. Third is hopefully going to be, because the boat is in the process of being repaired, let's hope that they can join the water tomorrow, Dubai, with Sultan Al-Dahiri and Jay Price. Fourth in qualifying was T-Bone Station. We've just seen them finished. Third in the XCat runs, Luca Fendi and Giovanni Capitelli. But that's the end of the speedcat runs for today here in Naples. Don't forget, join us tomorrow, 3:30 Italian time, 1:30 GMT, from Sid Bin Saleh, from myself, Mark Werrell. Have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow in Naples.